On the morning of July 15, 1410, a major battle was brewing between the forces of the Teutonic Order, led by Grand Master Ulrich von Jungenen, and the Polish-Lithuanian forces, led by King Władysław II Jagiello of Poland and Grand Duke Vytautas the Great of Lithuania. The two armies met on the battlefield near the town of Grunwald, in modern-day northern Poland. According to various historical sources, the Teutonic Order had an army of around 27,000 soldiers. Ulrich deployed his elite mounted knights, drawn from crusaders from various European nations, on his left flank. These men were veterans of numerous conflicts and were well armed. Additional forces were positioned behind them. On the right flank were infantry with crossbows and heavy cannons. The lighter cavalry, less experienced, was reinforced by infantry in the rear. Ulrich led his army from the rear, along with a significant reserve of knights. The Polish-Lithuanian forces were estimated at around 39,000 soldiers. They included vassals, allies, and mercenaries. Their army was positioned in a densely forested area to protect itself from the intense summer sun, while the Teutonic Knights stood in the open fields. The Polish forces were positioned on the left flank. They consisted mainly of heavy knights, supported by lighter cavalry and some infantry in the rear. The Lithuanian forces were positioned on the right flank. They were composed mainly of light cavalry, including Tatar mercenaries and Moldavian infantry. In the center of the army were Czech mercenaries, mainly infantry. The battle begins as the Teutonic cannons and archers advance. The cannons fire several volleys, but are out of effective range and do no serious damage. However, this action provoked the Lithuanian forces to advance. Led by Vytautas himself, they advanced towards the enemy. This was exactly what Ulrich wanted, to draw the enemy towards him. The Teutonic crossbowmen began firing at the Lithuanian cavalry. But before they could fire a second salvo, the Lithuanian cavalry surrounded them. Inertia was on the Lithuanians and number 39 side. They charged full force into the Teutonic lines. The initial blow began to break the line and push it back. The first clash ended in favor of the Polish-Lithuanian forces. A second line of Lithuanian cavalry advanced to take advantage of their numerical superiority. Czech mercenaries followed closely behind. Despite their numerical superiority, the Lithuanian cavalry encountered serious difficulties against the heavier and more experienced Teutonic Knights. They soon began to lose ground and were pushed back. Having already thrown most of their forces into the battle, the Lithuanians fell into a stalemate. Meanwhile, the Teutonic Knights began to seize the initiative. From the opposite end of the battlefield, the Polish heavy cavalry launched an attack against the right flank and center of the Teutonic army. The heavy cavalry clashed with the Teutonic reserves. The infantry advanced from behind to support the cavalry. The battle lasted for hours. Gradually, it becomes clear that the initiative is beginning to pass into the hands of the Teutonic Knights. The light Lithuanian forces cannot effectively oppose the more disciplined and better armed Teutonic soldiers. The morale of the Lithuanian ranks begins to decline. This leads to a mass retreat. The Lithuanian flank collapses. The knights began to pursue them off the battlefield. After the Lithuanians left the field, Ulrich concentrated his forces. He turned his attention to the exposed right side of the Polish left flank. Fortunately for the Polish and Czech commanders, they managed to maintain order. They stopped their soldiers from escaping and quickly reorganized the lines. Czech units were sent forward to cover the weakened positions. At this point, the Teutonic Knights noticed that the Polish-Czech forces were fully engaged. Their lines were stretched. Ulrich gathered his personal guard and reserves. He launched a decisive attack. The goal was to strike in the rear and finish off the enemy. His cavalry headed to the left wing, attempting to encircle the Polish-Czech forces. Part of his guard breaks away and attacks King Władysław and #39's position directly. The goal is clear: to kill the king and end the battle immediately. The Teutonic Knights have already managed to squeeze the Polish right flank. It is only a matter of time before the rest of the army collapses. But at this moment, something unexpected happens. A large mass of cavalry appears on the battlefield. This is the Lithuanian cavalry, which had earlier retreated. Now it is returning, and it seems reinforced. The Teutonic forces, now fully engaged in the battle, have no opportunity to react in time. The surprise is complete. The Lithuanians attack. The clash is sudden and devastating. Ulrich and #39's forces are surrounded. Their positions begin to crumble. During the battle, Ulrich himself was killed. His death caused panic among the Teutonic ranks. It is not entirely clear whether the Lithuanians and #39 return was pre-planned or the result of a spontaneous regrouping, but the timing of their appearance was crucial. The Polish-Lithuanian forces managed to turn the tide of the battle. The Teutonic Knights were defeated and forced to retreat. There are no exact figures for losses. It is only known that thousands died on both sides. The Teutonic Knights suffered heavier losses. After the battle, the Polish-Lithuanian forces took some time to rest. Then they headed for the capital of the Teutonic Order, Marienburg. However, the fortress was heavily fortified. The siege failed. However, many other Teutonic cities surrendered without a fight. A large part of the Polish-Lithuanian army disbanded and returned home. The Teutonics used this to regain some of the lost territories, but they soon suffered another heavy defeat at the Battle of Koronovo. A few months later, the Peace of Torun was concluded. Thank you for staying until the end. If you liked the video, don't #39 forget to press the bell and subscribe to the channel. Share it with friends and write a short comment. Until next time.